hosepipe ban has been extended nationwide from today, following weeks of warm weather and low rainfall that have strained water supplies across the country. The restriction affects all Irish households and businesses as drought conditions continue to persist through the summer months. For anyone in Dublin, Cork or Galway, the practical impact is immediate. No watering gardens, no washing cars, no filling paddling pools until water levels recover. It's a stark reminder of how dependent we are on consistent rainfall, even in a country better known for rain than drought. The government has announced plans to draft new national parks legislation to strengthen environmental protections and land management across Ireland's protected areas. The move signals a commitment to enhanced conservation policy and represents a significant development on how we manage our natural spaces and public access to them. Here at home, that means clearer rules around how our protected landscapes are used, managed, and kept accessible for future generations. A necessary framework as pressure on Ireland's countryside continues to grow. A €1 billion expansion has been announced for the Dublin, Connolly to Malahide rail line, Ireland's most congested commuter route. The investment will expand the line from 2 tracks to 4 tracks over a 14-kilometre stretch, a significant infrastructure project aimed at relieving pressure on the country's busiest rail corridor. For the tens of thousands of commuters on that line every day, this is real money being spent to get them to work faster, but it's a multi-year project, so patience will be required. The Department of Children has announced the first ever review of childcare fees, with local authorities to check whether creches are breaching a funding deal that froze fees at 2021 levels. The review is designed to protect parents from overcharging in the childcare sector. The knock-on effect for Irish households? Parents who've been hit with rising childcare costs will finally have a formal check on whether their creche is overstepping the mark. A straightforward protection on what is, for many families, one of their biggest monthly expenses. UK. Now, across the Irish Sea to the UK. UK mortgage rates have climbed to their highest point in a month as renewed Middle East tensions push up borrowing costs for lenders. The increase in lending costs will ripple outward to Irish borrowers and businesses with UK exposure. For Ireland, this matters because Irish people with UK mortgages or savings accounts will face higher borrowing costs, and Irish businesses trading with the UK or holding sterling assets are directly exposed to this financial market volatility. Regional mayors are to take key roles in UK policy decisions as part of a major shift in how the UK develops policy. Prime Minister Bonham is reviving a National Economic Council and decentralising power to regional authorities, representing a significant change in UK governance structure. Closer to home, this matters because decisions made by UK regional authorities, particularly in Northern Ireland and border regions, will directly affect how cross-border trade, investment and post-Brexit arrangements are implemented with Irish counterparts. World. And finally, out into the wider world. The US military has completed its 13th consecutive night of strikes targeting Iranian positions as regional tensions spiral following Houthi attacks on shipping. Trump has threatened to seize frozen Iranian assets to compensate for shipping damage, and the military operations show no signs of slowing. Escalating US-Iran military conflict increases global instability, threatens critical shipping routes used by Irish exporters, and could trigger a broader Middle East war that disrupts energy supplies and global trade, affecting the Irish economy directly. Oil prices have surged above $100 a barrel amid escalating Iran-backed Houthi attacks on shipping in the Red Sea, with shipping costs ballooning as tankers avoid vital routes. Trump has vowed to punish Iran and the Houthis, raising the risk of wider regional conflict. For Ireland, This matters because higher oil prices directly increase energy and transport costs for Irish consumers and businesses, while shipping disruptions affect Irish export supply chains. Ireland's fuel bills and inflation could rise significantly if Middle East tensions persist through the weeks ahead. The US is implementing sweeping new tariffs on dozens of trading partners, citing forced labour concerns. The levies replace temporary 10% global duties that expired after a Supreme Court ruling in February and represent a hardening of Trump's trade stance against most of America's major partners. Here at home, that means Irish exporters face direct tariff exposure to the US market, and Ireland's EU partners, themselves major US trading partners, are also targeted, which could affect supply chains and trigger retaliatory EU measures that ripple into Irish businesses. Major technology companies including Alphabet, Google, and Tesla are facing investor backlash over soaring AI infrastructure spending with unclear near-term returns. The uncertainty has sparked broader stock market declines, with tech-heavy indices falling sharply this week. Why does this matter on this side of the Irish Sea? Because major US tech firms, Apple, Google, Meta, Microsoft, employ thousands in Ireland and are central to the country's economy and tax base. Market volatility affecting these companies directly impacts Irish employment and corporate tax revenues. A lot moving this morning. Tensions escalating in the Middle East and oil prices climbing. Major shifts in how power flows in the UK, and significant infrastructure and childcare protections taking shape here at home. And that's the morning brief for today. Whatever the day brings, take it steady. I'm Neil. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Until then, look after yourself. Whatever the day brings, take it steady. I'm Neil. I'll be back tomorrow morning. Until then, look after yourself.